Alright, so I wanted to make a little video of the Ural here. Gonna switch the wide there. So first we'll go over the parts, just because I want you to have at least some idea that I'm starting to get stone cold. You can see I'm resting my hand here on the head, and it's frozen. It's like 38 degrees here. So spare rear wheel. It'll work on either one of these wheels, allegedly, because it's drum. The front of the Ural is disc, so it will not work there. I forget exactly the year that they switched those, but it was around 2006, 2007, something like that. There's just a ratchet strap. But here's the original suspension. The person I bought it from, again, Ural New England mechanic, said you're basically more than welcome to swap it back on, but the air ride rides a lot better. And it's been super reliable for me, so I've really got no reason to swap it out. I mean, for instance, I haven't run the bike in days, and it's still aired up, as you can see. In fact, let's see it aired down. You can see it drops a lot. So now it's aired down. I mean, it's like a full-on lowrider. You can barely even move it. You can see the exhaust is damn near touching the ground. So I'll jack it back up once I start it. So let me start by, let's bring the bike, I'll jack it up a little bit. So you can hear the air compressor going in here, because I'm airing it back up. And so let's try and get it out of here so I can show you some more parts. All right. So sometimes there's enough battery to air it up without, see it lift. Usually on road I keep it at like that 160. That's about the shock max. The reason for that being, the sidecar without any weight in it really flops around if you air it down to anything below that. So I just kind of keep it stiff, and then off-road I'll drop it down to maybe somewhere between 100 and 120 psi, and it's super comfy. Okay, so now let me try and kickstart it. Wait for the compressor to kick off. Okay, so let's get her into neutral here. Come on. What gear was it left in? It was left in reverse, which is right here. Okay, so neutral, ignition on. I always start it cold with just a little bit of choke, and then second kick. Let it rev up a little bit. And then that's really it. Kick it back over, no choke, and it'll sit and idle here all day perfectly happily. So I'll let that warm up for a second and we can sort of go over the parts. It's my old trusted GS. So again, here's the suspension. Let's dump that here. And then we've just got like a ton of little parts. It's got a CB radio in it. It included that. I've got some paint, just a lot of like linkage. He set up a suicide shift on it, which I don't use at all. I was actually thinking about pulling it. At some point the odometer was swapped, and he told me the mileage is about 22,000 when he sold it to me. I don't remember exactly the math he did, if I'm completely honest. But that's what the odometer, I mean, that's what the title says. So here's a couple sandbags that I use for when I'm riding around alone. And then this is the trailer. And let me put this down for a second. And I'll try and get that folded out. I believe it's like a Peugeot trailer or something. So let's bring this over here. I have not pulled this out since I bought the bike. So let's see how this works. So it kind of folds out like that. Folds out like this. Somewhere there's a little stopper. All right. How does this work? Looks like that. Somewhere. Not actually. Oh, I see. It wants that flush. Come on. Well, you can kind of see the idea. Folds out. Oh, I see. This needs to be that. There we go. Now the wheel folds out. Pull that back. This folds out. There. Don't do it. There we go. There's that. And then I've got the 2-inch attachment here with 4 flats. Now the bike has the British receiver plugs like a Land Rover. Annoyingly, and I only have one adapter for this, so I'm keeping that adapter because it's not easy to find. But that's the plug. You just need an adapter to go from 4 flats to that, and that this is all wired. So this would plug in. You pop that on there, flip it over, and you've got a little trailer. So let's see here. Just for kicks, I'll show you sort of how big it is. So, I mean, that's it. You'd set it like this. So there's the bike, and there's the trailer for scale. Like I said, it is wired. I don't know what the hell happened here. I mean, this was damaged while I was moving it. I do know that these work. Oh, this is for the plate. That's right. So this just needs to be screwed in. I don't know how that got folded like that, but it's a plate and a plate light. But yeah, I mean, it's just, a little trailer. Not meant for anything crazy, but should have a decent amount of stuff on there. And then the bike, I'll try and one-handed ride in here real fast. Kick it into gear. See if I can idle. Just get it going with the clutch. And I'll switch hands. Come on. There we go. There we go. And this is a very quiet dead-end street. I do not suggest anybody does what I'm doing right now. Anywhere but that type of place. Get it in a second. Woo, it's cold. I always take it down here and drift it around this corner here because, sidecar. Get it back into first. It pulls itself nicely. It doesn't, it's not like the new BMW Waterhead where it stalls all the freaking time. flywheel on it is actually pretty heavy. It must be. It pulls itself along nicely. Let's go back in the first here. Again, we're doing one-handed Uraling. Sure I don't drive into my house here. And there she goes. Obviously that wasn't exactly a high-speed run, but you know, I've taken it 50, 55-ish miles an hour around town. Just fine. It does the typical sidecar bike stuff. It sort of moves around with the throttle. On the throttle, I think it's, I can't even remember. I think it goes a little bit to the right if you're on the throttle and a little bit to the left if you're off it. Same with the brakes. But yeah, I mean, it's good running bike. So that's that. In the sidecar, got the CB radio and a dog leash. And then all the air ride stuff is here. Big compressor. The guy was nice enough to magnet mount the air pressure thing there and a light. Unfortunately, the little sticker for the light broke, but that's it. I always kickstart it because with the battery relocation, I don't think the gauge wire he used is thick enough, and the well, it's not a fuse, but it's like a self-resetting fuse, or maybe a circuit you want to call it, or a breaker. But sometimes if you use the electric start, it'll blow that, and all you got to do is you flip it on and off again to reset it. But I always just use the kickstart anyway for that. But just for kicks, I'll show you the electric start works. Neutral again, where is it? There it is.